I guess you wonder where I've been. This is so embarrassing because I feel like I do this like, como se dice, every quarter of the year. Um, and we're gonna work on being more intentional with showing up for myself in 2026. And on that note, welcome back to the Skyy Zone. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Summer Sky Mosley. The sign behind me says Summer Sky, but I lost the remote that allows the exposure or the brightness to go up and down. And with the setup that I have in my lovely dorm room, we making a shake of what we got because I feel like I've been overthinking a lot about what I do have and what I don't have, but mainly what I don't have to make this podcast come to life. And it's been like a year. It's been a year, y'all. It's been a year of highs and lows. It's been a year of me posting and me not of a year of me posting and ghosting. Let's talk about that for a second. I don't know. I feel like I get so wrapped up in the fear of perception and wanting everything to be perfect. Whole time I'm not even giving myself to see it through. Like you got to see it through, my boy, but I don't be seeing it through. And I feel like that's why I fall short on so many projects that I have. And I was talking to one of my friends and I was explaining to her how I feel like social media has almost increased our ability and inability to finish products or finish projects because we see somebody's progress, for example, with a weight loss um, journey. You see their final product and you're like, man, I want that right now. And it's like, it took that person a year and a half to get those abs like that. And it's like with me, I post one video and I'm like, man, this flop. But you don't try again. And I also have to ask myself oftentimes, what are you doing it for? Like, is the message behind what you're sharing more important than the validation, heavy on the air quotes, that you'll receive after posting, or is it to get monetized? That is a goal of mine, but you can't achieve that goal if you don't show up for yourself consistently. Um, and so I think this is the perfect transition to talk about how I've been showing up for myself. This later half of the year, I just finished my last semester of grad school of instruction. So next semester I'll go straight into, como se dice, my capstone project. And I don't think I've told y'all about my capstone project because I be treating y'all like I went to go get milk. I'll be treating y'all bad. But my capstone project is about making throws, facilities, coaches, and training ultimately more accessible for women of color in marginalized communities, specifically in the greater Los Angeles community. And I plan to partner with a nonprofit organization to make this come to life. Y'all pray for me because this is something that I'm actually really passionate about. Because the sport hasn't just been a means of me expressing my athletic ability, but it's been a means for me to be able to have access to a higher education. Like, I have a bachelor's degree from the University of Southern California, and I am working on my master's degree from California State University Northridge. Like, that's a flex, and it's all because of God. First and foremost, let's get that straight. But it's also because of the athletic ability that He's blessed me with, and the opportunities and the doors that He has opened through the sport. And I want to be able to share that opportunity along with the leadership skills that I've been able to gain. Because I feel like sometimes people look at the sport as just you pick up a ball, excuse me, you pick up a ball and dribble, or you um, throw the discus, or you spike a volleyball. But there are things that we learn as athletes that you don't get from regular life. And those transferable skills make life so much easier, not just with um within the workplace, but within like hardships of, for example, like dealing with injuries and being able to work within team dynamics, or working through difficult situations with um difficulties with your coaches, and then just translating that to like the workplace or your relationships in your everyday life and things of that nature. I've also been intentional with showing up for myself let me not lie to y'all. I started cooking more. I did. I want to treat my body better. Even though I just ate in and out because I go home tomorrow, and I wanted to have a double double animal style with chopped chilies before I left because we don't have In and Out in Miami, and I feel like I used to be the biggest In and Out hater when I first got to LA, but now I low key love In and Out. Like In and Out is that girl. And did you know that they have Bible scriptures on the bottom of their fries and their drinks? Like we love a good Christian organization. We do. Um Aside from that, I feel like I've identified the fact that I do want to be more intentional with myself. And that's something that I've started off small with, but it's a struggle because I feel as if I've tried to be so much for the people around me, whether that be like emotional support or just like physically there to support them. And I kind of forget to show up for myself. And as a 23-year-old who's been an athlete most of her life, transitioning out of college, I'm not done with being a collegiate athlete yet, but I don't really understand the concept of how to show up for myself. Like I know how to show up for my team. I know how to show up for myself within the sport as far as like doing my rehab and things of that nature, but like being intentional with like dating myself or that sounds weird. Like even saying it's like, girl, what the hecky? But like dating myself, like pampering myself because I feel like I take care of myself. I do the bare minimum. However, comma, I don't necessarily like treat myself like the queen I am. Like queen. But it's also hard because like I'm still a college student and the funds be yeah. My cash app is some I'm actually not kidding. If you want to send me a little change, let me know. No, but I'm blessed to have a job. And I think that's something that I've been intentional with, like creating relationships with those people that I interact with on a daily basis. And I'm trying to be more intentional. Okay, let me not dub myself. I have been intentional, but I am navigating the struggle of figuring out how to navigate showing up for myself, but also showing up for myself and others in the ways that I can because there isn't anything negative about showing up for yourself by helping others, but it does overpower or you let me just say it like this. You can't pour from an empty cup. So I can't be everything for everybody without showing up for myself. And especially as a black woman, I feel like oftentimes we feel like we have to show up a certain way and present ourselves as something I don't know when we get in specific environments. Um but my relationships at work has been such a pleasure, y'all. I am a grad assistant at the Black House and I think I mentioned this in the last video. I don't know. Because I had a video that I started, but I didn't post it because I didn't like the way that I looked in it. Because I looked rough, I looked weak. I did. I was moving in, y'all. But you know, we got to get past all that fake stuff that people post on the internet. But also remember that it's the internet. And como said he say, what is it called? Digital footprint is real. Like I feel like this generation don't think about that a lot. I know I don't because if you seen my TikTok, I'm Alexander Hamilton. Anywho, we did a Christmas party on Friday and we played some games. And then at the end, one of the activities was to write a heartfelt message to one of your coworkers. And 5 of my coworkers wrote me a message, y'all. It was only like 7 of us there, and we only had 2 cards each. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get the cards for y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna read. Oh wait, hold on. The sign, y'all kind of can see the sign. Also, I got this from Amazon. I should put it in my Amazon storefront because I have one of those. But this one says, "Summer, I think that you have definitely been full focused on striving towards graduating and very goal driven. You have shown extreme resilience in navigating the mentorship program, and you provide a comfortable space for students to grow. Continue doing what you're doing. That almost made me cry. I'm sorry. I probably just yelled in y'all ear. I don't really know how good this mic sounds because I'm also working on getting a new mic. Um, but as my niece Ayana said, the devil is busy because yeah, but it's also me procrastinating. Anywho, this one says, congrats on ending your fall 25 semester. You have been amazing to work with. I'm so glad to get to share workspace with you. Heart. Oh. This one is for my good sis. I'm not gonna say her name, but I love her down. Summer, I'm shouting you out because you made me feel like I'm heard and inspired me to be better for myself. The conversations we have about our trauma and how we get through it really puts you in a high place in my heart. I see you as a big sister and the mentor I wish I had. Ugh. I'm so proud of you for adapting to the craziness of the Black House so well, and thank you for understanding me. I pray nothing but the best for you, sis, and I hope that we stay connected even after you leave. Heart. Ah, you know, and they when they tell you in the thick of your problems, in the midst of your trials, that what you're going through is not for you, believe it. Because who would have thought that I would be able to connect with people based off of failing classes, about to drop out of college? Oh, girl. Um, I want to thank you, Summer, for instantly taking me into the Black House family. When we had our first meeting, you was cracking jokes and having talks that just made me open up and be more talkative. And even now we're cool enough. We talk and we troll all the time. You've been piece of why the Black House is so a piece of why the Black House is such a good fit for me. And I appreciate that. Though I do troll you about not doing work you actually do. And then this is the last one, Summer. Hearing you speak on finishing up school inspires me to keep going. I have those days where I feel like, man, this thing is impossible, but I have someone around who's about to cross the finish line, and that shows me that I can do it too. And all of those messages are extremely reflective of who I'm becoming and how I have been intentional with myself and being kind and caring to others. Like I try to be really big on making sure everybody feels included. Um, Even when I was little, I remember somebody was bullying one of my friends because she was heavier set and she was a dark skinned woman. I don't know if it, I don't know why yeah, kids are mean. Um, but I was like, stop bullying her because it was like, oh, she looked like a teddy bear. Okay, and what do you look like? Sorry, God, God. I don't like when like people intentionally exclude people, and I try to be mindful of how I would feel if I was in those people's shoes, and I try to just make everybody feel seen and heard. Um, and like reading those things, I'm like, man, like it's working because I don't want to. My big thing, I'm really big on like people being people and not people being projects because I don't like when people treat somebody like a project, like, oh, I have to fix this person up or I have to make sure this and this. Like I don't like that. I am currently not currently. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to be able to work there. But I'm also grateful for the opportunity to continue to explore who I am in Christ, but also how to continue showing up for myself because I feel like that's something that will help me in the long run. Um, yeah, I've yeah, I don't really have too much more to say. Um, I'll get back with y'all on another day to explain more or have a specific topic to talk about, but I want to keep it short. Yeah. Thank y'all for tuning in. What should I do? Should I say something else? Um oh, I also have been intentional before we leave with trying to figure out my fashion, y'all. This is so hard. It's so hard because all my life I had to fight. I love softball. Okay. Let me stop. Let me stop. I have been trying to be intentional with my fashion because my closet is full of statement pieces. I have like zero basics. But I went to a uniform school in high school. So it was like I didn't really have the artistic freedom to choose what I wanted to wear and like style myself. And then my mama used to dress me. And I always tell her, like, girl, you dress me like a 50-year-old and I'm 16. Stop it. But that kind of took away from my artistic freedom. I think that stopped something in my brain. But like, yeah, I don't know. And now, as a 23-year-old who is an athlete, athleisure is not a style. Like for me, it is a lifestyle. So when I'm walking around, like I have on sweatpants right now and a pullover sweat, and that's fine because I'm on my bed. However, comma, like what if somebody want to take me on a little, little outing? Want to go out with my friends on the town, not on the town? What am I gonna wear? Sweatpants, yoga pants, tights, shorts, Nike Pros? No, ma'am. Anywho, happy holidays, folks. I will see y'all when I see y'all. And yeah, make sure you check back into the Skyy Zone.